Lori will be a little late, but other than that, I think, we are all here. I think I heard back from Rick. Let me make sure. Nope, not yet. So, yeah, I'm glad we're taking a look at boundaries current. Hi, Lori. Just getting started.
Sorry.
You'll want to look at the screen, I think.
Oh, I do?
Yeah.
I saved you a spot.
Oh, thanks, Pete.
I don't have this uploaded to the website. I probably should, but things have been so piecemeal. It's been hard to do that. So, share this. No, what am I doing? Share screen.
So these are our proposed recode zones. Now we need to see current.
Scott, have you ever overlaid? one
I
over-
haven't,
one over the other? I don't know whether that would be confusing or helpful or not.
I haven't done that. I wouldn't say it would be, I don't think it would probably be confusing. My GIS abilities have really eroded over the past 3 years, honestly. And
But it's kind of hard to go back and.
yeah, I'm gonna dual screen it, so we can look at them side by side, which is what I did when I showed it to the planning board recently.
And the thing that we need to keep in mind is just to take note of the boundaries. You know, that's
Right,
what, yeah.
that's why I asked if you ever did
Yeah.
overlay on one or the other.
I think that it's something we could do. I've talked about it before.
You know, when you get down to the nitty gritty there.
I think let's have our conversation today and see. I think you can see decently well what the differences are, and I can explain them because I feel pretty comfortable with them. So
what would be helpful to me is to start down at the lower village and just see if there's any
Yeah, there you go.
difference whatsoever
That's a good point.
in, you know,
Yep.
eliminate problems if we can.
Yeah, there are.
So I will say there was probably also some efforts made as part of this.
Yeah,
Well, actually, I don't know, and that's probably not how we want it. Justin likes it when zone boundaries follow parcel lines. And I'm looking at this and I'm thinking that if you guys see the western border of the lower village
yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
it cuts through a lot of parcels.
Yeah,
My guess is that they tried to fix that.
yeah,
Which is a good thing to do.
yeah.
I would say if people were really having an issue with it, it's not something I would fight over. The assessor would,
Yeah,
quite honestly.
but he would like the new.
He would love the new.
Yeah.
He would love the new. So like effect, and they probably went off which more portion of something was in the lower village. So
Yeah.
like this becomes part of the lower village completely.
And we don't know what that is, that little jut out is clearly included now.
What is this? Something. Oh, it's that building.
That's the
God,
gallery.
that goes back far. That's one lot. That's crazy.
Yeah,
I wonder if there's anything on the back of it. Sorry, I don't usually do this. Oh, there we go. Small screen.
so,
So
oh,
since it's all one lot, it would be proposed to all be part of it. Now, that one is a weird lot, so.
so then it cuts in
Hmm.
and some of what's currently in the lower village is not included. Just
Yes.
north of that.
This one
Yeah.
goes over to R1,
Yeah,
which
it's
is a
purely
multi-fam-
residential, right?
It's a multifamily.
Yeah.
Yep, it's a multifamily, and I think they went off of what was more, I think that one is highly on the edge personally. And I know they probably would have preferred to have that. Am I recording also? Sorry, let me check.
No, when you say on the edge, what do you mean? In
Hold
terms
on.
of-
Yes, okay, sorry. I should have said these all at the beginning of the year, but we haven't had a workshop in so long. I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
suddenly nervous.
Yeah.
I think that lot looks like it's pretty much halfway being bisected by LV. And I did a historic district for this person. And I think that they might have preferred the higher density of the lower village. But that does not mean that. I think that there should be, if we're doing this today, it should be what percentage, so that would be my comment.
Well,
on
and
that.
the other piece of it is like, does that lend itself to mixed use?
Mhm.
And it's not on Main.
No, it's not on Main Street at all, so,
And
yeah,
yeah,
Did you, at one point you mentioned that there was gonna be in order for somebody to put their address in and it would tell you where you are in the old and where you are in the new, is that something that you completed, or was that ongoing, or what's the story of that? Making sense?
I don't remember talking about that.
Oh, you
I
don't
think that
talk-
might have been a Julie thing.
No, this-
No, yeah, Scott,
Oh, you mean a Julie idea, you mean?
yeah.
Oh, you don't wanna talk about that?
No, it's not,
I mean, people wanna know what.
yeah, I understand,
Understand what that-
I understand what you're saying, I think it's not the easiest thing in the world to do, I mean, so are you saying that they would put in their address and they would know if their zone boundary has changed, or what the new requirements would be? Because the new requirements would be kind of probably difficult, so.
You're thinking zone boundaries.
The first thing people have to know is where are they within the new zone, and I would think also from the old and the new.
Yeah, that would be a lot of work, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm just
Okay.
saying that I
So that
don't,
was, where am I getting that idea from?
I'm not sure it's possible. As a younger person, I suggested that. I will fully acknowledge that. At this
I
point,
don't make these things up.
yeah, I don't think you are, Pete, honestly. I don't remember it, is what I don't remember it. So it's not something I'm working on. It would probably be a good amount of work, is what I'm nervous about with that.
Okay,
and
so how would you handle it then?
would people ask what
Yeah,
they'll be?
Yeah. What zone they're in, how would you handle that?
I mean, personally, I would probably know off the top of my head.
I'm sorry, what?
I would probably know off the top of my head,
Oh,
quite honestly, but
okay.
to me, that's really more of an issue for like. Once we get to a good place with this, honestly,
Yeah.
I just don't feel like we're at the point where
We're
we're,
investing in that kind of thing.
yeah, exactly.
That's.
Yeah,
like-
I think that's.
Oh,
It's not an easy thing to do. It's not impossible. It's just,
I-
it would
And
take
how
time.
useful would it be? With, the spot check is one thing,
Mhm.
but to do it so that it's accessible to everybody, I don't know. And we're at such a dicey spot.
Right, I know,
We
totally
need to
understand.
turn that
my
corner.
question was, where are we, and you answered it, so.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
fine with
I
it.
don't think you made it up, Pete. I
No.
feel like that probably was talked about at some point. It's possible it was me early on or when I was the planner.
I'm sure you. Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yes, no, it
doesn't-
very well could have been me, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
I'm not remembering. It's not on my brain at this point.
it
I think,
Doesn't matter right now.
yeah,
Okey doke.
I think we can brainstorm that future.
So just in terms of being able to, answer the question, is the zone boundaries of the lower village identical to the current? They're not. There are small changes
Right,
that relate to trying to keep parcels all together in one zone.
Mhm.
That's the largest thing. And then a very small, one or two parcels have been carved out because they're not, quote unquote, right along Main Street, lending themselves to.
No, don't even say that,
No?
because that one parcel you're talking about
Yeah.
is half an R1. I was just saying, if we were talking
Oh,
about it,
oh.
I could see that being an argument, maybe,
Okay.
like, they kind of would have liked that. But
Okay,
I think your first statement is just true.
okay,
They're just being, the boundary was altered so that parcels were not bisected by a zone boundary.
Right. and that's, when I look at those two, I can't see any other change. The only, it looks like there's a little bit of finessing at the very bottom, along the river. Like between Main Street and Summer on the left side. It's a little bit, like
These
there's a little
ones-
bit carved off.
This one goes to R1. This one goes to R1,
Okay, one.
and
yeah,
that one really should probably be in the lower village, honestly. I would say that probably was a mistake on Leslie's part. That one looks like it is mostly within the lower village to me, but I'm also not sure what that parcel is at all. I'm guessing it is like a, yeah, the town owns it. It's probably like a some sort of like, it's right next to the dam.
so is part of that little parking lot, park area?
No, I would say more industrial than that, honestly.
Okay.
Just
Um,
empty,
Yes, most likely. Let me see.
like next to that red
ah.
house.
I'm trying to figure that out, actually. It's like maybe something along here, which is, I think there's like a, yeah, I guess it is a parking lot, but I think there's also like some sort of energy thing or something here.
Oh, the CMP thing is there.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So I don't see that lot ever. I'm sure it's all within the shoreland. That lot will never be developed.
Right. So it kind of doesn't matter.
It's a bit of a moot point on that one.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Okay, so the key piece in terms of any differences were really to keep parcels together in one zone.
Yep, which is best practice. Zone boundaries to follow, lot boundaries.
Great. Okay. So then we go up to Middle Village.
Second alone. I don't think this one has changed at all.
Good. Yeah.
It looks a little wonky, and it's just because the zoning layer is not always matched up exactly to the parcel
Yeah,
lines.
yeah, nothing stands out there.
Nothing stands out.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
those are multiple part, yep. It's like, it's a little wonky over here, but it follows those boundaries, it's just.
So it is identical. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, Middle Village, no change.
Okay. Look at you.
Oh, I do have maps, I think, probably, actually, if anyone wants one.
I gave him away one of my maps.
I might have extras.
Dave
It's
Kenny.
in here anymore. Oh, boy. Here's a
Yeah,
comparison one,
yeah, good. Anybody else want one?
and I can print
New
more.
one, yeah, yeah.
So
So
Middle
good.
Village.
Middle
stayed,
Village,
no
same, no
change.
change. So then we go up to Upper Village where there's a lot
A lot
of
of
change.
change happened here.
So shrink that left just a little bit if you can.
No, it's either really tiny or
Oh,
really big. It's either that or, which we can keep it at that, if you guys would like.
just for a minute.
Yep,
So just looking from the bottom up. The Middle Village. It brings the current zone quite far to the
you mean Upper Village?
Upper Village,
Currently,
sorry.
so
Yeah.
this on the left is the village center, and what's on the right is the Upper Village. There is a
Okay.
name change
Yeah,
there, so that's
yeah.
just the first note, is that there's a name change.
Yeah. Village Center to Upper Village. And
Name change. I assume this was done to align directionally. I've heard complaints that this is confusing because I guess that there used to be an Upper Village somewhere near the L1.
near the L1.
That's what I've heard. I have not seen anything to the effect, but I haven't really gone looking either.
So there's a big bulge.
Is that
On the
jut out
right.
full of Volvo though?
No, it's actually not Volvo. I'm not sure what that is. Volvo is this one.
Okay.
Because you can see over here, you can see buildings, so this is Goodwin's long building.
Oh, gotcha.
It's a very small frontage on that parcel. That's the same as Lower Village. They definitely changed that to have zone boundaries align with,
Oh, okay.
let's check what this is.
Parcels.
Yeah, with parcel lines. Oh, it is also Goodwin's, but it's not where they have their thing, so I guess they just own the land. Honestly, that's probably pretty undevelopable. This is where I like to take my walks, giant ravine.
Yeah.
That, I don't know how much of
And
that lot would be
who
developable.
Owns it.
It says Goodwin and Heirs, Goodwin Heirs.
Heirs.
There was some of that their parking lot and then like the just piece of land to the right of it if you're standing at Goodwin's.
Maybe, let's take a look at a street view of that. I can see that this is, but maybe that is what it is. Let's go look.
But then it looks like some of their stuff is middle and some is up.
Good one.
So-
Okay, there we are. And there's a very small
It does look like maybe in the
Fronting.
back,
on Main
There's-
Street,
it's
very
possible.
tiny.
This does not have building shadows. Oh, no, it
Oh,
does.
yeah, it does. There we go.
Great, there we go. So
What a
it
funny
does,
lot.
it does look like they combined two lot, because those buildings are showing up on both.
Okay,
Maybe not, there is a whole parking lot behind there.
right.
It's possible they're a common plan development, and you're right, that is, it's probably both of their lots. And then it goes out, like that.
Yeah,
So to the right of, that's not developable land to the right of them,
I-
they own that?
Oh, you mean here?
Yeah,
They do not own that.
so that's
This
not
one.
part of,
It's also not developable
Okay.
because there's a stream, I mean, it
gotcha.
maybe technically is. There's a stream that goes through it, so it is like half in shoreline. We've had people interested before. It's also in the middle village, the one that fronts on the street.
Okay,
So
so that's what that is.
I don't see this developing into anything, honestly.
but so in terms of the rationale for that big inclusion, that's simply to have the zoning map align with parcel
Yep.
boundaries, okay. And then north of there,
Just give me 1 second.
yeah,
I'm writing these down.
So are all these, is that all like, the apartments at Highlands or Topsham Fair? Just trying to get my bearings.
no, that's not Thompson.
That's the
Fair.
Highlands.
Yeah,
This
that's
is the Highlands,
yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was telling Susan, this is where all their walking trails are along this
Gotcha,
dotted, loop.
okay.
So what's the bright purple on the left?
That's the MUL,
MUL.
Yeah.
Which is.
mixed use limited,
Use limited.
which is mostly categorized by, that's where most of Highland Green is.
Okay,
Though some of it is in R1, R3, not R1. Below in a second. So like the bottom half of it, and then the fairgrounds is in there and the top of the Highlands.
so that's quite an interesting zone.
It is.
MUL.
Mhm.
What's above that to the right, the kind of light tan?
Sorry, where? Here?
No, to the right.
Sorry, I'm really bad with left,
Okay,
right.
you got the big purple hunk.
Yep, oh, just this
Yeah.
white, that's R3, so that's
Okay.
rural.
So it's rural residential.
Rural residential, Highland Green,
It's a mixture of the two then.
Yes,
Green.
Highland Green is a planned residential development. Planned residential developments are allowed in R3 if they extend from the mixed use limited. You
Okay.
can guess why it specifically is noted that way.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
Um. I would not touch MUL personally. Is it just not part of your?
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's just that, like, so, I'm just curious because there is a boundary shift. from-
Between R1 and VC, not MUL. This. I mean, I guess a little bit, but effectively it's more in that one.
But if you take, Village Center
Mhm.
and go a little bit north. Just a little bit, not, that our village, our upper village extends further to the right.
Yes,
And
that, yeah. That is the Volvo
on the near
Yeah.
side of Bypass Drive,
Toyota. That's the Toyota.
on this side.
Oh, this one,
Yeah,
this one.
yeah,
Yep.
and it's hard to tell how far that juts out.
This one?
But on the new map, the proposed map, yeah. Right here,
Yep.
it looks like this is jutting out. It's taking some of MUL.
Very little. If you go over to the
It's
left
really that
one,
little?
if you go
Okay.
over to the left one, it's
Yeah.
your 544.
Yeah,
If you click on it, it'll give you the yellow. Oh, you don't need to zoom in. So you can see it's a very tiny amount and it's all
I
in foreland. That's just
Okay.
another parcel boundary matching. The
okay,
one that's
okay.
actually the bigger deal is the one to the north of Bypass Drive.
This one,
Yeah, which is the Toyota lot. It gets so skinny at that point, I don't think they would do anything. These are all actually changes to match zone boundaries to lot boundaries.
so it's the same
It's
kind
the
of.
same thing.
rationale.
Yeah, these
Okay.
are all the same there.
Put this back.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that is also.
Because I'm
Nissan.
sensing from questions so far that there's gonna be a lot of energy around our justifying,
Which quite
the
honestly,
upper village
if they
change.
really, oh, I was gonna say, if they really had an issue with this. It's not the biggest deal in the world. I know that the assessor would really prefer that be the case, and it's
Well, but as long
much
as
better
there's,
for us too.
as long as there's a rationale that's, that's clear and it aligns with best practices to make the changes we have, I'm happy to stand behind them. It's not that we're gonna die on that hill, but it's like, there's a clear rationale.
especially if it makes it easier for the assessor to do his
Assessor,
job.
absolutely. I mean,
Yep, and this one is another one where this law is currently in multiple zones.
you have 3 different zones.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll stay in MUL and R3 and R1, but the portion of the VC on it will go to just MUL.
Yeah.
Is how I see it.
And do we know who has that lot?
Once again, I don't think it's buildable.
Yeah, yeah.
This also might be. Oh, Topsham Associates, that's probably the Highlands or
Highlands,
Highland Green,
Yeah,
Um,
gobble.
it's not developable though, really, and
Okay,
this is, the bike path goes through here. Like, it goes down like this and around, so part of it is already in some sort of.
yeah. So looking at what's to the left of Main Street,
Mhm.
it looks like it's all identical.
Yep, I don't think
There's
anything is
nothing
changing
changed
over
there.
there.
Okay.
Just parcel lines.
Yeah.
And I will note that there, it's not perfect. Our zoning map hasn't been updated in a long time.
Uh-huh,
The assessor updates parcels every year, so he'll shift things around and the zoning map doesn't go with it. So if you see
Mm,
a line like this one, this is a good example.
Yeah,
It definitely follows this parcel line. It
Yeah,
just, the
yeah.
polygons haven't been updated.
Okay.
I don't think you guys would ever be talking about this without me,
right.
but just so you're aware.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So now going north of the bypass and 196. so we have two things going on, right? We've got the little Upper Village area, and then we've got mixed transitional.
Yes,
And we've cut off, now wait a minute, we've got, what's the green? Oh,
this
that's-
is
that's
the
Booker.
annex, no, that's this is the annex, this is the commercial corridor.
Right, I'm thinking in our new map,
This is the master plan district.
Yeah.
And this is mixed residential.
yeah. So looking at the master plan district. There are some differences there,
For sure.
yeah.
Do you wanna finish Upper Village first and then move
Sure,
over to
yeah,
that one? We
yeah.
can do a little
yeah,
clock or counterclockwise situation.
yeah,
So. I don't know how big this lot is. Pretty big, so it would go to MUL. That's a CMP lot. I just was curious about that. One of the things that has changed is this lot, which is currently the school bus depot,
uh-huh,
has been taken out of the VC and is probably put in the light industrial, is my guess.
okay,
I would say that probably makes sense for that to be removed. And then you can see that the village
light
center,
industrial,
that's my guess, it doesn't show, but that's where I would suggest that go.
Yeah.
And I don't see why anyone would argue with me on that one.
yeah,
It seems to me that it's not a bad idea for the school bus depot to not be within a form-based code section.
Yeah.
The other things that changed are currently, this is. So these are some little like houses that are part of it, those stay in, and then. This is. I can't remember what this one is. It's not showing, let's go do some street view.
Said the daycare and DMV or
It's definitely those, is there a daycare there? That's, I knew the DMV
Yeah.
and there was Napa, but the one on the right was tripping me up, so I think, yes, that's what those three. Become,
yeah.
so this is
part
a
of that.
daycare here, Lori?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Is that what, yeah,
I think so, yeah, so, currently in the VC, these three lots, I think that, yeah, probably daycare, DMV, Napa.
right, to Upper Village.
And those become part of the Upper Village from the LI.
So they had been light industrial.
They're currently in the light industrial right now. We propose that they get incorporated into the village
And it's
center.
basically 3 parcels.
Yes.
Yeah.
3 parcels, 3 buildings, and, oh, sorry. These ones across the street, which are a similar, so this is what it looks like, which honestly probably meets our form requirements.
Yeah,
These are currently part of the village center, similar kind of, slight strip mall-ish
yeah,
vibe going on, not too bad though.
yeah,
I think that's why those were proposed to be brought in. I don't disagree with this choice. It is just one of the big changes that happened.
yeah,
And you could honestly argue that this one shouldn't be. That these two should, and this one should perhaps not be. I'm not sure.
because,
Because it's an auto-focused business,
Mhm.
I think it's retail, which is probably allowed there.
yeah,
Just, looking at it form-wise
Yeah.
and where it is
So
a
that
bit
would
further
be-
up, and it does look a little different.
it does. And looking at it on the right-hand side, our new map, that would be that very top purple.
It would be the
Yeah,
very top
yeah,
purple.
yeah.
And I don't know why any of these choices were made. I will just say, I can give my best guess, but I was not in a room when
Yeah.
any of this happened.
Yeah.
That's probably retail. They don't do any repair there. I'm sure that's retail, though I don't know, Tom's got anything. Retail is allowed. No, it's conditional. No, sorry, that's parking. It's allowed in the upper village, so it wouldn't be hurting them at all.
right.
Except for from a form perspective, it is also allowed in LN. So,
So, I guess what I'm thinking about these, few lots, both on both sides. I don't feel strongly about them. I think if they wanna fight it, keep them where they are.
I would agree with you on that. I think that if there were to be a discussion about this, I would probably start by suggesting that Napa be
Yeah.
taken out.
Yeah.
And see how that was perceived, and if it was a strong feeling that they all stay out, I
Yeah.
would be fine with that.
The thing that, as I'm thinking about it, we've got this residential community, I don't know what that's called, but it's fairly dense. On the left side of 201. And because these are the most contiguous parcels to influence them toward form-based code and mixed use is a good thing. Maybe not Napa, but all of the others. I don't think it's something where we wanna, stake our claim, but I think there is value in having those parcels be part of Upper Village.
Yes, I hear what you're saying. The only thing I'll say is looking at Napa, if they wanna do something and they were to trigger a form-based code review.
Yeah.
That would be a pretty significant external overhaul, cause look at this,
Yeah,
it doesn't
yeah.
look,
No.
doesn't look great.
Yeah.
I think these ones would be okay,
Yeah.
cause I think those meet like probably village building.
Yeah.
Requirements.
Yeah.
I bring this up because it's been a concern. And I hear what you're saying, this is directly across from a neighborhood,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
We have however seen that there has been sympathy and concern for impacts to existing.
Yeah.
Buildings.
No matter what they look like.
Yes, they're there, no
Yeah.
one's minding, no one's complaining. I
Yeah,
mean,
that's right.
I will say, I'm not getting complaints about how this looks. I
Yeah.
think the one time we had a complaint was when maybe Napa allowed that like steak truck that
Oh,
happened
to be outside?
to be outside, and it was causing a lot of ruckus and commotion, and that was an issue. But otherwise, I hear no complaints, so I guess I could say, like, if we're looking at the map, it's currently in a light industrial zone.
Yeah.
These people did buy houses near a light
Yeah.
industrial zone.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I might argue that this one should come out, because that
Yeah.
would be a pretty significant external overhaul for them to meet our form requirements.
And so that would simply be, it would remain in the light industrial
Yes,
zone.
yeah. If you guys feel differently, I can see your side to it, but that's my thought, is I don't think anyone really cares about
Right,
that parcel, and it is just, we're listening, we're hearing.
Yeah.
That we looked at them, we looked at the street view, the other two make sense,
Yeah.
maybe not that one. But I'd like to hear, what you guys, that's my thought.
Yeah, any other? No, we're going along.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so we'll say,
the fact that, as you said, the fact that they're there and the people who bought the houses, knew what the neighborhood looked like, so.
and then across the street stays the same, so then we can talk about the mixed transitional portion, if you'd like.
So just before we move.
Yeah.
Between the mixed transitional and Upper Main Street,
Mhm.
is that? It's not quite identical in terms of that,
Oh, yeah, this one, I'm sorry, that's a CMP corridor.
right, but, which I guess doesn't show on the current zoning map.
It does, it's right here.
Oh, I see, okay.
That's another
Okay.
one with property boundaries. It's hard. They
Okay.
own a lot of land in that area.
Right, okay.
So it looks like we're doing something really aggressive, but this is a huge parcel that's mostly within the commercial corridor.
Okay,
So it
okay.
just stays in it. It's also not gonna turn into anything. It'll stay a CMP corridor. It's kind of a moot point, but it
Right.
needs a zone.
So I'm just looking to see. And I think when we were creating the mixed transitional, we heard from Mark, because he was aware of some parcel boundaries that he thought would be wise to,
Markets.
yeah,
Okay,
to
just
keep
wanted to-
together. And so that's where the blue on the right-hand side of that little road, you know, so you've got an almost square.
Yep, I can tell you
Mixed
what each
transition.
one of those are,
Okay.
because we've spent so much time, because this is for Union Park.
Right, okay,
And this is 26 Union Park. This is the Volunteers of America Westrum House. And this is the Atlantic Federal Credit Union, and this is VIP.
okay, so what out of those things does not fall in the mixed transition?
All of them do,
All
those
of them
four
do,
things are the
okay,
mixed transitional.
Okay,
These are some houses down here.
yep,
These are existing residential houses, which
that's now
are
Upper
current-
Village,
it's currently the village center.
right,
Yeah.
but we're proposing it be.
Yes,
Upper
and it
Village.
stays in the upper village. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about what they are now. This is a service business. It's a towing bill,
Right,
towing thing.
yeah,
Which is a.
so they've added it there,
I ruler with me places. Consumer service is allowed in effectively all of the center zones, so that boundary makes no difference for them.
okay,
Yeah, that does 26 doesn't need to be part of that. It wouldn't change anything for them. Multifamily living is allowed in both of them, which is what Western House and Fort Union Park are.
Yeah.
VIP, it's VIP and is there I think this is one that has the two uses, Tom said. If you guys remember talking about his non-conforming, I think it's because it has service.
oh, right, okay,
I'm trying to see if it has a different name, because like, sometimes O'Reilly's gets put on these, yes. So it's O'Reilly Auto Parts and VIP service.
okay,
So
okay.
currently, I think, so the service would be, VIP is, vehicle rate maintenance and repair personal, which is allowed in the mixed transitional. The other one is retail, which,
Is allowed in the mixed transition?
no, yes, now it is. Now it is. Thank you. I was like, no, it's not. That's so
Yes, it is.
weird. Let me just pen that in. Thank you,
Yeah.
Susan.
She
I was
had
about to say, guys, we gotta fix that.
Yeah, we did it.
So-
Where was Union Park?
For Union Park is right here, this.
So that's
building.
where the new,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
the big
yep.
building,
Yep, 183
hundred
units.
eighty-three
Yeah,
units.
yeah. And also an office, which, the office is,
Office remains.
Is it going
The
behind that
building.
office, the McTeague and?
no, in front.
In front of the office,
It's in
where the
front.
parking lot is.
parking lot.
If you've got a second after this, I'll show you the set plan. Yeah.
I guess I've never, I've driven by. but
It's,
never
it's fun. If
looked
you have
at
a
it.
minute, I'll pull it up for you after the meeting. I am a planner first and foremost. So honestly, there's really no, especially, so the general building, you're now allowing it in the mixed transitional if it's not fronting directly. So I guess
No,
keep it in the
Upper
mixed
Village,
transit.
Upper Village. is
Sorry,
where-
you're allowing it in the upper village if
Yeah.
it's not fronting on a front
Right.
street. So that would be the only reason for this to remain a mixed transitional section, because from a perspective of what the people that are there need.
Yeah.
Because and I guess actually this is a good enough reason to do this, the site plan for Union Park has them right up on the street. So that would be the reason. From a conceptual place, it does make sense between the commercial corridor and the upper village, which is a slightly smaller, somewhat more residential.
Yeah.
Somewhat area to have a mixed transitional, and it shouldn't be negatively impacting anyone there.
And I think that's their main concern,
It is.
is
absolutely.
any of the changes that we're making, are they gonna negatively impact current businesses?
Right.
So I do think they also do just glom onto if there's, why was this change made, which I
Yep.
think,
Yep, hearing about it is
Yeah.
a good idea, yeah.
We'll see if this opens or if it crashes something for me, I think. So you can just see through that, but we'll go back to this while this opens up.
So the computer's struggling.
Honestly, Josh and I need more powerful computers than what we have.
Yeah,
We'll see if it opens up at some point. So that's
So-
the mixed transitional.
so we've handled lower, middle, upper village, and that part of the mixed
Yes.
transitional. The big thing that got me worried was when I saw the master plan district.
It
The
changed.
current, I don't even know what it's called right now, MUL, I mean. The
Yes.
Crooker district, go over across 196. And we don't do that. And it,
Yes, I can talk to you about this one a little
yes,
bit.
please.
It's definitely a change. I don't actually think it's the worst one. I mean, not that I have a worst one, really. I guess maybe, you could say the mixed transitionals because those are just a new zone and they have been, had some eyes on them as a result of that.
Yeah.
Currently, this is called the commercial corridor zone. This is an old zone. It's one of the older ones in Topsham and it was shrunk over time. When this was the commercial corridor before the Topsham Fair Mall, I think that's why this was zoned this way.
So it was reduced, those boundaries were reduced over time.
I think so, I'm
Mhm.
pretty, or changed, because also at one point, this orange zone and this pink zone were the same zone. Tom and I looked this up. They used to all just be like commercial
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
And they also might have just been this could have been one really big zone potentially.
Hmm.
I can't quite remember. We've looked at some old maps. Currently this zone is the commercial corridor and the fact that Crooker is in it is a little bit of a strange choice. In some ways, it's focused kind of on this concept of this, like, it's called commercial corridor. It's
Yeah.
about these lots that border the commercial corridor in Topsham. I don't think it's all that different from this. I don't have my use table open right now. I feel like they're usually pretty similar in allowances, honestly. MC and CC. There's a lot of similarities between those two. Sometimes one will be conditional in one and permitted in the other. But there's a lot of similarities between them. So my understanding is that what happened here, and I don't necessarily think this is a bad idea, is that the portions south of 196
Yeah.
were incorporated into the mixed use commercial or commercial mixed use. I have that written wrong here. Because they, at this point, I would say, feel like an extension of Topsham Fair Mall.
Right,
Whereas this is empty lots
Yeah.
that would be
Yeah.
expected to be redeveloped. To me, that does make sense, honestly, and I actually haven't seen anyone complain about that, particularly, I think probably because I don't think anyone's negatively being impacted by that. And I don't think Tom has anything in his thing about this being an issue. I can write myself a note about this.
and Topsom Fair Malls district, that orange yellow is CMU,
Yes,
commercial mixed
yes,
use.
I have it incorrect on the map.
Okay. 'Cause I'm not familiar with those names, and of course, those are the names that the planning board,
Oh, sorry, currently it's mixed use commercial MUC.
oh, MUC.
CMU is what it is in the code. There were some instances where the names got changed too. Some similar but confusing things, I will say.
So the thing about including that stuff just south of 196 into the mixed use commercial does make sense.
mhm.
I mean, it's almost like, how could they argue against that?
And I haven't heard anyone bring that one up,
Good.
quite honestly. I don't think I've heard,
Yeah.
I think these are the reasons that it does make sense. It's a cohesive area.
Yeah,
Don't.
yeah.
I think that you have better luck changing zone boundaries if you're not then taking something away from those
Yeah.
existing.
No, absolutely,
know,
absolutely.
I think that it makes sense. I think people probably market it that way, and this is that. I will say, actually, sorry, going back to the master plan district, I had a recent comment from Chris Belanger where he said he found the name of this district to be very confusing because it is shortened to MPD.
Yeah.
And MPD also stands for master plan development.
Right,
And he found that to be
District
very
and development,
confusing, very confusing.
yeah,
Since we're talking about the map,
yeah,
I know you guys changed this from Crooker at one point. I was working here at the
Yeah,
time, I
yeah.
was part of the decision.
Yeah.
Is that something you would like to discuss at all? It's literally in the code as MPD here.
right, right, master plan development, master plan district. Yeah,
What's your question on the Crooker? What was your, well, I didn't.
Basically, should we change the name?
back to,
Or to something else, it could be something else. Chris Belanger, a pretty prolific engineer
yeah,
in Topsham, who's reviewed the code a couple of times at the.
planning board.
At the planning board, because his
Client,
clients have paid him to do so.
Yeah.
He recently sent me a letter, when he was asked to kind of review some of the changes you guys proposed last winter. He said these are good, he had some other issues, mostly around the planned developments. But he did say, I find this really confusing.
Yeah.
And I cannot argue with him at all. I
Right.
also find it confusing.
right. So. I mean, master plan development is what it is.
That's what you're gonna do.
To change, yeah, to change the name of the district.
Master Plan Development District.
The only thing I guess I'd say about that is, right now, when we look at it and say that's what you'll do in that district. In 20 years, if they've already master planned the district, is that gonna be a confusing name for people? We don't have to answer this question today, but he did bring this concern up.
Yeah.
It's legitimate.
Yeah,
Why is it called that though, master plan district? Is there a reason?
The reason that I recall is that you want to have a name of a zone that's not identified with sort of one geographical thing, meaning.
it used to be
It
called the
the
Crooker
Crooker,
district.
everybody.
Gotcha.
Yeah, yeah, and, Crooker's been talking about leaving for 20 years. And they still are,
Mhm. So did Chris have a suggestion?
I don't think he did, no, I think he just was, honestly, it was a nice letter from
Yeah.
him, he was very respectful in it.
yeah,
He just said this is confusing, I might suggest that it, be changed or something. Would something like redevelopment district? But I mean, this is something we could think about and talk about later, I did say we would start this conversation, probably not finish it.
yeah. Utter transformation district.
It is, to me, it's confusing. It doesn't match the name to the other names of like you're defining what these areas are. That means something different to me.
Master plan.
Yeah, like
yeah.
I don't
Yeah,
get, there's no correlation to the rest of,
since you're pretty new to this,
I'm still trying to catch up.
I know,
Yeah,
exactly,
you're-
you can be really helpful in that regard, though, because you're more similar to,
Oh.
we all have years of this, or,
Yeah.
years in my case, and also just doing it constantly. Ideas about things, so,
Well, I take those words as meaning like there's a plan that somebody's gonna do of development, but if Crooker is still there, how can that be a thing? So it doesn't match to me.
Yep.
It is confusing.
yep. To me, it seems like it could be better if it were named after what it will hopefully be after it's master planned, Susan,
Yeah,
like, Well, what is the goal there, isn't it? A mixed use something?
Yes, I mean, it's, so it's
Would be mixed.
residential,
Mixed
It's-
use residential,
it's-
commercial,
commercial, it's,
not all the above,
yeah,
district.
well, yeah, cause, and retail for sure, you know, restaurants, keep fantasizing about parks and green space. And then, you know, that's a challenge.
Yeah, I think maybe it would be good for you all of us to, and I'll ask Josh,
Think
because I
about
feel
it.
like he's good at this stuff.
Yeah.
To think about this. I don't think we can solve it today.
Okay.
But I am glad to hear you guys agree with that, because I've been
Yeah.
thinking that in the back of my head for a little while.
Good.
And then Chris made the comment and I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
totally
let's
right.
bring this. Yeah, yeah, thank you.
Yep.
Okay, so then we have the mixed use commercial
And the mixed transition.
and the mixed transitional. And let's just see if and where any of those boundaries have changed. Or is it only
It's
the
only that
mixed
it's been
transitional has
divided.
been carved
Yeah.
out? Yeah. And the southern boundary of the current zone is the same, right?
Yes,
Yep.
it's just that
Yeah.
roads get
Yeah.
included in weird ways,
Yeah.
and she didn't really include them.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's just the discussion around the mixed transitional,
Yeah, and I think we've looked at the issues that were posed and the thing about Goodwill wanting to expand, they, you know, the warehouse building
mhm,
allows for that.
and the
Allowing
use
res-
being, yeah.
yeah, allowing residential in that zone, but not the suburban storefront.
Retail, not residential.
Yeah, retail. Thank you. So I think that addresses the major,
The only thing I would say is that if this were to come up, that these 3 lots could be taken out. Since this one is not accessible via Park Drive. This one,
that is odd, because everything is supposed to be accessible.
I would say that
Yeah.
in many ways, I don't disagree. If you're doing it this way, I actually don't disagree with this, because this church feels quite different than the rest of
Uh-huh,
Topsham Fair Mall.
yeah,
I think of this usually in steps, you know, if there was to be a concern, my first step would probably be, okay, what if we took out these 3 lots? They're all accessible from Topsham Fair, they all border Topsham Fair Mall to somewhat.
Yeah.
You know, and if that solved the solution, I would end it there. If not, then it would be
but when you
maybe a
say,
more,
so is it a single parcel on the left of Park Drive?
yes, and it's also not developable. So it's really just a big thing.
It's irrelevant.
That's a. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think Lori just did that.
It did.
Yep, sorry. You inspired me. So, yeah, that's, I think that's the map. I think that, when we get to the map again, I think all decisions have been thought through. We're gonna recommend that Napa get taken out.
Yep,
We're not recommending anything here, but we would be willing to,
yeah,
for sure. And the biggest thing that you guys are leaving this with is you're gonna think about what a name for this
yeah,
could be, because I do think, you know, so yeah, this is actually a really good example. Currently, this is the commercial corridor zone. At the time that this was named, it was because 196 was the commercial corridor.
yeah,
So it was the zone that surrounded the commercial corridor.
yeah,
Probably 50 years later, that name seems a little strange, because half of it is Crooker, which is not, you don't think about the commercial corridor when you think
not at
about
all.
that.
Yeah,
So I think thinking about it in long terms is not a bad idea. Like, yes, we want this to be redeveloped. Yes, we intend for a master plan to be used here. But if someone who has bought a lot after this has been subdivided and master planned and is coming in, you know, wanting to understand what they can do, what's a name that kind of clearly denotes the stuff that's going on there?
yeah,
So I think leaving that as homework is good.
But a lot of that's part CMP and part Crooker who owns that.
This is a big CMP lot, yes. Crooker owns this one and this one. They do
It's
want to,
54
and this
acres.
one. They do want to move. They've made lots of noises about that. And if recode happens, I think there's a good chance they would.
What, to their pit on River Road?
There's multiple things. Yes, currently batch plant is not an allowed use in the industrial zone. Probably a typo, but that's what it is. Recode fixes that because it's most likely a typo. But they really can't go anywhere in Topsham right now. Recode would allow them to move to their pit. They did look at a couple other places and they did attempt to rezone part of R2 out there. And that did not, or kind of, I say attempt, they started the conversation, there was pushback and they didn't like that. Or they were worried about,
Yeah.
you know, that. So I think over here, something like this, they tried to have rezoned to industrial. And that is
But
that.
is it, but that's not all resident, I mean, there's businesses, some businesses on that, is that?
Oh, yeah, it's just called residential,
Gotcha.
suburban, residential R2, that's this light blue zone.
No, does
Um,
the pit on River Road though, and Jack's pit on 196, do they connect somewhere in the back where you don't see it?
No, I
Uh,
think the Grimmels own the land in between,
Mhm.
so I think this is their one pit here,
Gotcha,
and then I think Jack's is up. Somewhere
Over
up
there.
here,
Gotcha.
probably right there.
Yeah.
So,
are you
yes.
saying all that blue is Grimmel?
I think this is Jack's pit
Oh,
right
okay.
here, and I think this is the River Road pit, the rest
Gotcha,
of
gotcha,
this,
gotcha.
yeah, I think that's mostly Grimmel. They own a lot of land out there, they've been working on a, industrial, like, park out there.
So will you raise this with the new name with Josh?
Yes, I will.
See if his
Yeah.
creativity will blossom.
Yeah.
That would be great.
I will with Tom too, but I don't
Yeah.
think that's his strong suit.
And so it's encouraging that you've had some good conversations with both
Yeah.
Tom and Josh around use table.
Yes.
Yes, so that will come up at our next monthly meetings.
Probably, yeah,
Okay,
we'll wait to our,
Yeah.
there's so much going on with
Yeah.
them.
yeah,
Planning board right now.
right.
So
So we'll
Right.
all be on